That's how I felt all weekend, Kobe. Like a zombie. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It is episode 4 of Prep Hacks, and today we are talking all things cardio and steps, what you should do, when you should do it, and why it's important to pay attention to this sort of thing on prep. I like to get in lots of steps first thing in the morning. Normally it's much nicer weather, you're feeling more full of energy, you've just woke up. Getting a lot of stuff done early on can be really beneficial, because if you're like me, by the time it gets to about 6 p.m, you're like, I am ready for bed. And I could not be one of those people that leaves cardio till last thing at night. I wouldn't be pushing very hard in it, and I just want my bed. First thing in the morning, going for a morning walk helps to wake you up. If you are someone that has a 9 to 5 job, then this can really help. So in my first ever prep, I was in a sales job. I was working 9 till 5, I'd then have to come home, train, and I'd then probably get into bed about 10 o'clock at night. If I didn't go out and get a morning walk, I'd be really struggling to get in those steps. And when you're on prep, I start off about 10,000 steps and then work my way up, and then obviously change cardio as well. Even if you're not dieting, going out for a 15-minute morning walk really sets you up for a good day. You get some nice fresh air, you get some sun on your face if it's out, and you'll feel more awake than if you've just rolled out of bed, had your coffee, and then gone straight to work and sat in front of a laptop for like 8 hours. Your brain needs some fresh air, some natural daylight that's going to help wake you up much more than that coffee will. Definitely recommend. So we are going to go get some steps in and enjoy some sunshine. Speaking of steps, these are the best investment. Honestly, Vivo barefoot shoes, they were really weird to get used to begin with because they've got really thin soles. These ones are absolutely bad, so please ignore the state of them. They help your foot health so much, and now my feet have changed. My toes have spread. I can use the sort of grip of my toes a little bit better. I can't actually wear squishy, comfy shoes anymore because they hurt my feet. But yeah, much more natural, much more beneficial for your training, for your mobility. Definitely recommend switching to barefoot shoes if you haven't already done so. Steps done before 8:30 in the morning, so that is nearly half the amount that I'm shooting for already done. I always try and get as many steps done as possible before my first meal, so technically it's like a fasted, it's not really cardio because you're just doing your steps, but there is a lot of confusion over whether fasted cardio is more beneficial or if it's not beneficial. They've done studies and things on it, and the thing is, when it comes to bodybuilders and bodybuilders who are prepping, natural bodybuilders, people who take steroids, like everyone is going to respond differently. So the whole idea behind the fact that fasted cardio is supposed to be good is the fact that you don't have any food in your stomach. Your body can only get the energy from your body, from your fat, from your glycogen, rather than any food that you have just eaten. Also the fact that your body isn't then having to digest food whilst you're doing your cardio or whilst you're doing your steps. So I just like to get it done because it means I push my first meal back a little bit later in the day. I find if I eat my first meal earlier on, I'm just going to get hungrier because I have more of a gap between my meals. So that's why I like to do my steps, but it's honestly down to preference. It's not going to make a huge impact on your overall calorie expenditure whether you do it fasted or not fasted. It's just more about how you prefer to have your meals, and I like to try and push my first meal as late as possible. Unless I'm training, then of course I will try and eat my food as my pre-workout meal. You know, everyone has different lifestyles. Some people might be working super early, some people might be doing nights, so everything with fitness and with all these like hacks and tips and stuff, it's all individual to you, your lifestyle, your goals, whatever your time schedule allows. So that is the most important thing when trying to think what is going to be best. It's always just what is most suitable for you. One of the most important things to talk about when it comes to cardio is your heart rate and what zone you should be in when you're doing it. So just to give you a brief overview, I won't go into too much detail because you can probably find some other videos which go into a lot more detail, but basically you have different energy systems which your body uses. So your body is able to use different forms of energy depending on how long you're exercising for and how high your heart rate is. So this is a little graph which I will quickly show you just so we're understanding. So this is the duration of how long we are exercising for. We have got here our different energy systems. We've got ATP, which is already stored within your muscles, like ready to go. So all forms of energy will get transformed into ATP, which is then what your body uses to contract your muscles. In the first couple of seconds, you have your energy that's already stored within your muscles. This is where creatine is also used because it basically helps to increase the amount of ATP that is readily available. Then we go a little bit longer into our sets, into our cardio. So we're going to start using some glycogen. So this is where your weight training is. We want to kind of conserve and keep our glycogen for our weight training sessions. And then we're going to go even further into our aerobic system, which is when you're doing long distance at a kind of medium intensity as well. So this is where you're in the fat burning zone. This is why when you are looking to do your cardio, you want your heart rate to not be too high when you're doing cardio. If you're getting peak heart rate and you're trying to go for like 30 minutes, you are going to be using a lot more glycogen than you are fat, and you're going to be absolutely knackered. Your central nervous system is going to be shattered. You're going to be using up all the fuel that you want to save for those weightlifting sessions. You want to make sure your heart rate is between sort of 120 to 140, 150 at a push, and you want to keep it between those amounts so that you're not going too high, pushing the intensity too high, and then being even more tired than you need to. I've definitely started getting a bit of prep brain already, so my explanation then probably wasn't the best, but hopefully you get the gist. Essentially, you need to be aware of just not trying to push too high intensity on your cardio. I think a lot of people think more is better. Like, if you're going on stairs and you're pushing up to level 10 and you're trying to maintain that for like half an hour, 45 minutes, and you get off and you wonder why your legs feel absolutely battered, that is why. I have brought the level on the stairs to the amount that I can sustain my heart rate at, between about 135, 140. It's Wednesday today, and today is my rest day. I normally have one rest day a week. If I'm feeling particularly tired, I'll take an extra one on the weekend, but it seems to have been working okay so far. I've just changed around my meals this week, so I've got this salmon salad, which I'm very excited about. Normally rest day sucks because I have lower carbs in a rest day, but look at this. We've got some smoked salmon in there with a little bit of light sweet chili sauce, and I cannot wait to eat this. For today's cardio, I am going to do something a little bit different. So I'm still going to do my 30 minutes, but I'm going to do a bit of a circuit on the different equipment. So I'm going to use ski erg, rower, and the bike. in Unit 7. I'm going to do a minute on each. I'm going to try and push my intensity. What I will do if I'm feeling particularly tired is I will extend the amount of time that I'm doing the cardio for up to 40 minutes, and then after every 3 minutes I'll have a minute rest. So it's a bit like, it's not HIIT, it's called re-HIIT, as in reduced intensity interval training. Reduced intensity interval training. Yes, I think. Something like that. It's basically a different way of doing HIIT that you're kind of keeping your heart rate elevated, but you're not like going balls to the wall, pushing too much. So I'm going to show you that little, I mean, it's just going to be 3 different exercises, so it's not going to be like a full workout. But I'll show you how I do that. I basically try and maintain the amount of calories that I'm pushing on each of the machines throughout to make sure that I'm pushing at the right intensity. And then I will also pop in this week's check-in so you can see how I'm looking this week. I actually had a new low weigh-in this morning of 59.7, so finally below the 60 kg mark, which is very, very exciting, but still feel like I've got a long way to go. So that's about it for this week's vlog. As always, thanks for watching, and remember to like and subscribe to my channel for all future videos, and drop me a comment if you're liking certain things, if you want me to include anything, and I will pop that in the next video. But yeah, hope you have a great day. See you on the next one.
Until I found you, oh, I'm not gonna let you go. Oh, I'm gonna hold you close. It's hard, cause it took 5 years until I found you. We're just getting started, baby. I can't control myself lately. Oh, but you know that, yeah, you know that, yeah, you know that, yeah, you know it. We're just getting started, baby. Right next to you. Move next to me and show me all the things you wanna do. Oh, I can't wait to try them all. Going around the world in a fancy cars. Look at all the stars. I can't believe this is true. It took 5 full years to find you. We're just